Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Samantha, or Naturally Samantha D, here on YouTube. As you can see today, I will be beating my sister's face for my Beat with Friends series. I did a really nice purple hazy look for summer on her, and if you like this look, continue to watch and enjoy. First, we're going to start on my sister's Moisturize and Cleanse Skin with the Fenty Soft Focus Matte Primer. And I made her put that all over her skin. And then I also added the Maybelline Hydrate+Smooth, and I like to put that on areas where I typically highlight and if you have texture, but for the texture it helps smooth it out, and the hydrating because it helps not make your makeup look so dry. It helps add a glow that's not greasy. So that's why I typically like the Hydrate+Smooth. And then I also added it to her cheeks to help with filling in pores, and to her around her mouth, but she also has some texture there. Then I also added a NYX liquid highlighter in the color Bronze, and they have 3 shades in it, and I put that on her highlighted areas because it's going to peek through later on in the makeup and really help her highlight pop, but it's going to give it that your skin but better glow, not a harsh powdery glow. And I'm just blending that in with the stippling brush. Now I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Cosmetics concealer in a orangey shade, because as you can see, my sister has some hyperpigmentation from some acne scars, and her skin's doing pretty good right now. So just to cover up the dark spots so they don't show through her makeup and to give her a really smooth canvas, I'm adding the concealer over those spots and then making sure to blend it in really well, because you don't want to really have it peeking through in the way it was applied through your makeup. So you want to make sure you blend it really, really well, and it will help camouflage those dark spots. Now onto the brows. I'm going to be using a spoolie and brushing through her brows really quick to make sure that all her hairs are going in the same direction. And then I typically like to take a detailed, rounded, narrow concealer brush, and I'm taking a concealer color that's like 1 shade lighter than her complexion. I actually mixed her foundation and the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I mixed that together, and I think it's in Butterscotch. I mixed that and her Maybelline foundation in 360 to get the shade that I have under her brows right now. And what I like to do is I like to line under the brows and make a really clean, sharp line to help build the brow before I even put any brow products on to finish the shaping the brow. I noticed that it helps me use a lot less product, and it makes my brow application a lot smoother. And then I'm just also taking that concealer down to her lids as a base for our eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take my e.l.f. beauty sponge, and it's damp, and it's damp with warm water. That's really important, because if you dampen them with cold water, it kind of it makes the makeup go on different. I don't know how to explain it. So I took that and I blended in the concealer on her lids so there's not too much product on there, so there's no buildup while we put on our eyeshadow. Now I'm starting on the brows, and I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Give Me Brow Pomade in shade number 6. And I'm just lightly going through her brows because she has really a nice natural shape. The only thing is her brow on her right side has a curved arch, and her brow on her right side has an angular arch. So all I did was take the concealer and try to fix it, and that way you'll see a little bit later. But for right now, I'm filling in the front. I was using hairlight strokes in the front, and then I'm just filling in the sparse areas towards the end of her brow. Doing it that way kind of helps you not make it. It kind of helps you to not have Instagram brows. Instagram brows are good and nice and they have a place, but usually when you're doing softer looks or looks with a natural shape, especially not heavy winged liner looks, you don't really necessarily need the Instagram brow. You just need a nice defined brow. That's what I was going for, defined brow. And now I'm just going back under with the concealer and sharpening it up. Any places that need to be cleaned up a little bit. Now I'm going to take my spoolie again and make sure to thoroughly brush through the front of her brows because you don't want them to look too pasted on. The brushing through it helps soften the front of the brow and it helps add that more natural look because naturally the front of your brow is thinner than the rest of your brow, so it helps enhance the makeup on the brow without making it look too stark. I quickly pass through her brow with the ColourPop brow gel, and now I'm going into her crease because we're doing a purple look today. I'm going into her crease with this matte magenta color, and I'm just slowly building that softly in her crease as the transition shade. You want to make sure to blend, and it's like a pack and blend motion. You want to make sure you're blending while you're packing so you don't have to pack so much later. It can just be a smoother, quicker process. Now I took a smaller domed blending brush and I'm really packing in that magenta color to make sure that the magenta pops in her crease and doesn't get washed out from all the blending. And now I'm going in with this iridescent purple sheen color. It's not a shimmer per se, and it's not glitter. It's more of like a sheen. It has a shine and a sparkle to it, but it helps add softness to the look, and it helps make it more of a summertime look, like a little bit more hazy and a little less stark. So there's no harsh lines in this eye look whatsoever. And I used a blending brush to do it, to add to that softness. I wanted the color to be applied, but I didn't want it to be too, I don't know, stark, I would say. Now I just went back into the crease quickly with the magenta to make sure it didn't get lost. And now I'm adding a blue iridescent shade to her outer crease, to not her outer crease, to the outer third of her eye. And I'm using my finger and a flat brush to make the lid color a little bit more impactful and really bring out the purple. So I used a purple sheen color and then a blue sheen color. And I'm just making sure to melt those two colors together and going back and forth between my finger and the flat brush. Now I went under the brow bone for the brow bone highlight with an iridescent pink sheen color, nothing too stark and too glittery that wouldn't really flow with the color scheme of the look. And I added that to her brow bone, and it's a pink sheen with a purple shift, so it really matched well with the colors that I've already been using. And you want to make sure to blend it out once you apply it so it can seamlessly melt with the crease color and doesn't look like you just have, I guess, a shimmery line under your brow. Now I'm adding some liquid liner just to give her eyes a little definition. Since she has small eyes, a little liquid line, no wing. We're not going for anything too dramatic. A thin wing. Not a thin wing, a thin line just to open up her eyes. And I'm using the Essence liquid liner. It's literally only $3, but it applied so well on her eyes. Very impressed. And it came out really, really black. Okay, now it's foundation time. So the foundation again that I'm using on her face is the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation in the shade 360. And I'm just applying that all over her face with a larger concealer brush for a little bit more precision. I started doing this not too long ago so that I could target the areas where I wanted more foundation, and it helps add the overall skin to the skin-like look without and still give you coverage. But a lot of the times just like dropping a bunch of foundation on your face or putting it on the sponge and then putting it on your face, you end up wasting a lot more foundation and still it doesn't look necessarily how you want it to. So then I took my sponge and went over all the areas and had them blended out thoroughly. And now I'm adding concealer, and the concealer that I'm adding is the Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch. But I noticed that it was a little too light for her skin tone, so I decided to add some of her foundation in the shade 360 a little later to the foundation, to the concealer under her eyes, on the bridge of her nose, and over her mouth, and I think on her forehead to make the color of the concealer match more to her foundation. And blend, 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 blend. And by the way, the e.l.f. sponge that I'm using, I absolutely love. It's so big, it's so soft, it's very easy to clean. It doesn't like stain as bad as the Real Techniques sponge or the Beauty Blender, and it's literally only $4. I absolutely love it. It's one of the best things I bought with my makeup. It helps make your makeup so smooth. Look how quickly it blended out her concealer. Dance break. Back to blending. Blend, blend, blend. Even though it seems tedious, blending is really so important. Rushing through blending and taking all that time to do your makeup is really a waste. So you might as well just take your time and blend till your hands cannot blend anymore. So then I went in for it to be a little bit more precise to get closer into her under eye, and I took an e.l.f. concealer brush and put it right up under her under eye to get all those creases nice and blended out to prepare for setting. So then I took the Maybelline setting powder in dark. I think it's the one that's 4 or 5, and I set under her eyes. Now I don't necessarily like baking, but it makes the under eyes look really dry, so I just packed the powder in and then blended it away immediately. So I set her T-zone and under her eye. Now I'm making sure to set around her mouth to help, you know, protect from creasing. Now I'm just contouring her, getting deep into her cheekbones, making sure it's all nice and smooth with a smaller detailed brush. And then I'm going to bronze her. And I'm bronzing her with a fluffier brush now to bring warmth back into her skin. Skin popping though, to be honest. Skin looks so good. And make sure to blend, blend, blend. You don't want any harsh lines. Now I'm getting that jawline. I'm contouring the jawline again with the Black Radiance contour palette. And now I'm just going to contour her nose really nice with a fluffy angled brush. You know, snatch the nose. And make sure to blend that out. You don't want any like super harsh lines. You don't want to look up to your chopsticks on your nose. On the side of your nose. And now you see me going over it with the powder brush to make sure it's all blended out. Skin popping. She's feeling herself, obviously. We don't even have got lashes on yet, bro. Now I'm adding some blush. Me personally, I love blush. It helps like add life back to your face and your skin, because a lot of the times when you add powder and foundation and concealer and everything, you turn out really flat. So the blush kind of adds back that life in your face, like you have blood rushing through your skin, not like it's a flat piece of cement. And funny enough, she hates blush, but every time I put it on, I'll never see her complaining when them pictures come out fire. So don't at me. And I like to use a large stippling brush to do it because it helps it look more flushed, and it puts on the product a lot lighter, and it blends it out way quicker than using like a dense powder brush, because that's a lot of the time you can go overboard. Now I'm just going to take the powder brush and go right over it just to make sure, double check, even though the brush put it on perfectly, just to make sure that it's not showing up too harsh on her skin. Now it's time for a highlight. I'm using the e.l.f. Well, actually, no. Right now, I think I'm placing on the highlight that comes in the palette with the Black Radiance contour palette as the base highlight. And then I'm going to go over it with the e.l.f. highlight. It's the one that has like gridded. I will list all of the products I used in the description box below, because this was a very product heavy tutorial, because I was giving her like a full beat. Get that nose, highlight the chin, the forehead, the temples, everything. I'm like a highlight hoe. I love highlights. Like, I'll keep piling it on and piling on and piling it on, and it won't look like a bar of gold, but I just like to shine. Now I'm taking a flat detailed brush and I'm going under her waterline with a purple shimmer color, and I'm kind of bringing it up to the outer edge of the eye to kind of do like an under eye wing, but not so harsh, because we're not doing any wing liner for this look. You just want to make sure you get it on really good and pack it on, because you're going to blend it out. So you want to make sure you put on enough so that when you blend it out, it's not lost. Oh, she's feeling herself. Highlight popping. Now I'm taking the e.l.f. Rounded blending brush, and I'm taking it under that lash line to make sure that it's not super harsh and it's nice and blended out. Especially if you're someone like my sister who doesn't like using pencils in your waterline, doing an under a waterline shadow is a good substitute to still complete the look. Now I'm taking a liquid liner from Essence. It was like $3, and it's so dark and it applies so easily. It gives you supreme precision. Like, it's so easy to use. It's really easy in the hands. And if you see, I kind of added a thin line, no wing, to open up her eyes, but she has small eyes. Now we're just gonna set, you know, to bring the skin back to life, get away that dryness. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, like, as soon as I set, the color kind of came back to her skin. So now this is a major key. Once you set, you want to go back over with your damp sponge to kind of melt everything together, and it really helps your face look really smooth. Now I'm going back with that e.l.f. highlighter I was telling you about earlier, and I'm just layering that on top of the other highlight we placed on earlier. And I'm using like a fluffy tapered brush from Japanese. 30 hertz straight up. Like I gotta highlight, shine bright like a diamond, to be honest. Going back over the sponge really quick, and now time for mascara to prepare for the lashes. So I did a quick coat of mascara on her top and bottom lashes, and this is the Maybelline Snapscara in black. And what I really like about this mascara is the fact that taking it off is so easy. Like, even if you make a little mistake, it's a lot easier, and it doesn't stain to like make it come off. And also, like, when you're doing your makeup removal at night before you go to bed, it doesn't give you raccoon eyes like in the commercial. It actually really doesn't, and just comes right off, and it doesn't get in your eye and everything. So I really love this mascara. It helps give you length without being too clumpy. And the wand is really, it helps really get in there with the lashes. Now I applied some false lashes that I got off of Aliexpress. I don't know if I can find them, I'll link them. And then I just placed them on. This is a little bit more of a dramatic lash, since we have such a blown out look. It adds to the look without taking away from the eyeshadow. You always want to start from applying your lashes from the middle and then do the inner corner and outer corner. Because if it's really not attached in the middle, then you're going to have the issue. Your lash is going to be off by the end of the day. 30 hertz straight up. Now for the lip. I added LA Girl lip pencil, NYC dark eyeliner pencil on her outer lip for her lip liner. Then I added a Morphe lipstick to add a browner color, and a lip gloss from Essence. Thanks for watching.
Is that you?
Sabrina, oh wait! Outside, just go outside. It's okay. You can listen to me.
Trouble.
Okay? Go back outside and wash your stuff.
It came out last summer, because that's when I had moved in with Maleficent's daughter, after a trip to Jamaica.
Shut up.
Or Haiti.
Shut up.
She should be in jail.
Find out where Sharkeisha is. Or Sharkeisha still in jail? Where is she? Where do they go? Where do broken hearts go? What's the rest of the song?